Hey guys, welcome back to another Daily Dose of Done. Today's episode is about being present. You know, they call it the present for a reason. The presence of being present is a present in itself. And so I think when we do and experience things in life, it's important that we are there in the moment. So many times it's so easy to get distracted with our phones or other things that we have scheduled. You know, as parents, sometimes we're thinking about the places that we need to be or things on our to-do list, and sometimes it takes away from our time with our kids. And I just, I guess I'm inspired by this last weekend. I took my son to a concert to go see his favorite artist, Melanie Martinez, and we got front row seats, which is something I've never even done for myself, let alone for somebody else. But this is, I mean, when I say he's a fan, he is like the ultimate super fan. And we've seen her before. We saw her in concert. We were up in the nosebleeds, and it still was an amazing experience. It still, he says, was the best day of his life. The opportunity presented itself where he kind of casually brought up, "Hey, Daddy, can we go? You know, she's going to be here in L.A. Can we go see her?" And so I was like, "Okay, you know, well, let me look at the tickets and see if they're not too expensive." And they were pretty expensive, but you know, that's I guess also part of what this message is too, is the money that people spend on themselves. I feel like people spend their money on tangible items, things that they think are going to bring them happiness, whether it's new shoes, new clothes, new cars, coins. I mean, everybody has kind of their crux. Some people love art. For me, it turns out mine is, you know, technology and 3D printing, and you have all these different things that you spend your money on. But what you'll find is that even though these things can bring you some form of happiness, it is a temporary and fleeting happiness. And to me, the only true happiness I find is in the experience that I share with others, my family members, my son, my girlfriend. It's these types of things that really add value to our life, and they're memories that we'll cherish and keep with us forever. So experiences like traveling, you know, those are things that are totally well worth the money. Having a purse or a necklace or something like that, yeah, it's nice. You know, you wear it, and but does it really continually bring you happiness every day? I mean, some might say that it does, but I think we all know that once you've wore it a couple times, it has diminishing returns over time. But in experience, traveling, getting to see different cultures, expanding your horizons and your knowledge of what the world has to offer, I feel like those are worthwhile experiences. And something like this, you know, taking my son to a concert, who I told him too, he was telling me, "Thank you so much, Dad, for the best night of my life." And it was really sweet to hear that from him. But I told him also, you know, the reason that I do these types of things for you, Papa, is because you're so grateful. You're such a grateful kid. I said, even if we were up in the nosebleeds like we were last time, it was the best day of your life. You didn't complain that you didn't get closer. You didn't cry or whine. And this one, I was going to get us up in the balcony, and I know full well that he would have been so happy just to be there and see her. And so when the opportunity came up for us to be down on the orchestra level, I was like, "Oh wow, it's a little bit more expensive, but at least we'll be closer." And we're okay. And then my colleague said, "Hey, have you ever checked out this other website, TickPick?" And I was like, that sounds like a perverted thing." I don't know. I was like, "Are you sure it's a legit website? I've never done it before. I've never went through them before." But we ended up finding one. It popped up right then and there, row A. And I was like, "No way." Like front and center row A too, not off to the side. So it was even that much more incredible. And I'm like, looking at it, it's more expensive, but I'm going, you know, is it worth it to spend a couple $100 extra for him to have the most momentous experience of his life? Is the hard work I put in. Sometimes, you know, the first 5 to 6 years I worked at the career I have now, I didn't take any sick days. I didn't travel at all. I took no time off. It's like, what good is making all this money if you can't experience it and use it to do and create wonderful memories with the people that you love? So it was well worth it. I would have paid, now knowing how much fun we had and what the experience was, I mean, I would have paid 10 times that just to have something like that and give him that gift. And then again, ultimate super fan. We're right there front and center. He's seeing her. He can basically smell and just about touch her. And at the end, she comes around and is saying hi to everybody, and or like, you know, coming through, but just to the people in the front row. And then he got a chance to like hold her hand for 2 seconds, you know, and it just, he started crying. He was so excited and so happy. And he actually posted a video of it on TikTok, and it went viral. He had like over 20,000 views and that several thousand likes, and it was just such an awesome and wonderful experience that I know he's going to cherish forever, and it's something I'm always going to remember forever too. So I guess that's the point: is being present, being there, being with your family, spending money on things that are things you're going to be able to remember and keep and cherish. It's well worth it. And then now, even in a couple weeks, we're doing it. He's going to be celebrating his 13th birthday, so we're going to Japan, and we'll be sharing in that whole experience. And that's going to be expensive too, but it's going to be well worth it because, you know, just as I said, experiences, right? These are the kinds of things that, because he had said too, like, oh, it's a once in a lifetime thing. And I go, yeah, I mean, it's not the only time you could ever go to Japan in your life, but it will be the first time you ever went to Japan in your life. So in that respect, yeah, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It is a once in a lifetime trip that we're going to go on. And so it's really exciting none of us have been, it's going to be me, my mom, my girlfriend, my son, and we have no idea what to expect or what we're in store for, but we're all excited and none of us have been. So it's that kind of stuff. We're going to be present. We're not going to be on our phones. We're not going to be distracted. We're going to be sitting there engaging and talking with each other, because life doesn't last forever, and our youth doesn't last forever, and certain relationships don't last forever. So when you want to reflect back on the times that you shared with the people that you love and care about most, what are those moments going to be? Are those moments going to be when you guys were ordering dinner and everybody was on their cell phone, nobody was talking to each other or engaging with each other? Or are those moments going to be the time where you nudged your son closer to the stage so he could touch his idol's hand, or you took your family on this incredible trip across the seas for your son to celebrate, becoming a teenager, things like that. So I encourage you guys to make those efforts in those times to create those memories, because life just passes by so quick, and before you know it, even with him. I mean, if you look at the time I took him to see her at the last concert, it was 2 years ago, and he looks like an entirely different kid. He looks like a toddler compared to how much he's grown just in the past 2 years, where he's like a young man, he's like almost a young adult. And he just didn't look like that 2 years ago. He was so much smaller and tinier. And so they say, it happens so fast, they grow up so quick, and you see it, it firsthand. You don't even have to have it happen directly to your kid to see how fast kids grow up. Your nieces and nephews, and they always do that thing. Oh, last time I saw you were this tall, it's just, these kids blow up. And so as they get older and get more mature, you become less and less a part of their social circle. So this part of it, I guess, is more to the parents, is, to say, make the effort to spend time with your kids doing things that they want to do, things that they're genuinely interested in. Hopefully you can find something that you're both interested in, because then it makes it enjoyable for the both of you. But if you can take pride or joy or be happy to be in their world and experience their things. I know that my son really appreciated me being there with him and being engaged too. I wasn't on my phone scrolling through anything or doing anything. The entire time I was just there with my phone recording him, so that he could then go back and edit some of the videos and get all that. In fact, I was the one that captured him holding her hand that he was just so in love with. And we printed it out, he framed it, and it's hanging up on his wall now. So I guess I'll cut away to some of the things, that you could see from the concert and all that. But he just had such an amazing time. We had so much fun together. I knew it was going to be exhausting because we had to drive all the way up to LA. It was like 3 hours there. It ended up only being about 2 hours back because there wasn't traffic. But being there early, getting the merch, I was like, oh man, I hope I don't fall asleep on the way back. But I was so on a adrenaline high from us just having so much fun together that I actually enjoyed it as much as he did, just watching it through his eyes and watching it, him get to experience something like that. And I think of like the idols that it'd be comparable to me watching like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen play in the United Center in the 90s, and I have courtside seats. Like, that's the level of excitement he had. And that would have been the level of excitement I would have had to be able to do something like that. So to gift my son such an amazing thing, it's worth all the money in the world. So I hope you can find those things that your loved ones love to do, and especially if you get to do it with them. Even how cool is that? My son was the one that said, "Hey, Dad, this year I'm becoming a teenager, and I don't want a big party or anything for my birthday. Just something small, just the family. I don't know, maybe like Japan." I was like, oh, okay. So no pizza party this year, huh? You just want to go on an international trip, but we're going, And so it's like, yeah, I guess those are the kinds of things. It's like God has afforded me the ability to be able to say yes to those kinds of things. And I don't want to hold my, all my money and keep it all to myself and not spend any of it on my family. It's like, no, that's the reason why God did bless me with that, so that I can bless others, so that I can donate to charities, that I can help churches and help people in need, and help my family when they need it, and take them on vacations so we can all enjoy the time that we have together. So I encourage you to do the same. Thanks for watching today, and hopefully this message helped you out in some sort of way, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks.